The mentorship program, I mean, student government, we already have 2 mentorship programs on this. One, each student is paired with a faculty member. That's something that Dr. Biller instituted this past year. And then there's a mentorship program through the FYE program. So we're going to implement a 3rd mentorship program. I think you need to reevaluate your goals.
The first mentorship program that you mentioned, I actually didn't have a clue about. And I'm sure a lot of people didn't know either. The FYE program, yes, it's good, but we're still below the national rate. So why? How is this working? I feel like this mentorship program, we have a lot of student leaders here who would be more than willing to help these incoming freshmen and struggling students get on the right track. SGA has been so successful this year. But a lot of the bills have been congratulating sports teams on their accomplishments, football, basketball. I'm sorry, I was an athlete in high school too, but I don't see how that's benefiting the students. If you want to benefit them, why don't you go to the practice and congratulate them? Why are we writing bills on them? How are these bills benefiting not just the team, how are they benefiting us students?
But it's my opinion that our sports teams do wonderful things. We should always congratulate them. And if you think that there's so many issues on this campus that we need to tackle, as I do, maybe you should have written as many bills as I have. By my count, you've written 3 bills this past year. You've been sitting a large all year, Mr. Simpson. Maybe you should author more legislation.
Mr. Markey said that we talk to students on a regular basis. I know we had a program before I was in student government called What's Up Wednesdays, where we would student government would table in the union and pass out drinks and talk to students of the age and see what their interests and concerns were for the university. And then I got in this past fall, and that was gone. So I don't see how we've really been engaging with the student body.
And we didn't see a lot of success with it. That's why this year, instead of having students come to us, as What's Up Wednesday does, we go out to students and we talk to them what their concerns are. That's why What's Up Wednesdays have been pursued this year. For one, you spend student fee dollars on hot chocolate or cookies and then no one takes it. So we raise student fee dollars and then no one talks to us anyway because someone approaches us in the concourse. That's why this year, under my leadership, we held our first meeting in Taylorsburg.
President Markey said that we have gone out and talked to students. Well, I don't see that it's true because half of the people that I've talked to, more than half of the people that I've talked to, when talking to them about, hey, have you heard about my campaign? They go for what? I go, Student Government Association. Half of them didn't even know what I was talking about. They had never even heard of student government. And to me, that hit me at heart. Because this is our voice. This is all of your voices, all 14,000 of us. This is our voice. And for you to not know, it's unbelievable what I plan to do. I plan to create a director of safety in my cabinet who would head a safety committee within student government. And we can work with OPS in reducing the crime. Also, I want to create a program, since we are such a big law enforcement school, kind of boots on the ground, if you will. And what that would consist of is volunteer students on Friday, Saturday nights, walking our campus, ensuring safety.
Mr. Gleason, I know you're not the president, that is my job. And that's why this year I've written legislation to deal with safety. And it's convenient for you to take a stance as a senator at large to be pro-safety right around campaign time. That's interesting to me. You've had all year as a senator at large. You represent 1/5 of all organizations on campus. Yet you haven't written legislation on safety and you just start talking about it around the time of the campaign. If it's a serious issue, you should be talking about it all year as we have. I've signed into law a campus committee, or a student committee that deals with campus safety. I passed legislation to get out the word about how to put your info into the SMS emergency alert system. And I just have to say, Mr. Gleason, if you're so concerned about safety, maybe you should start with having a conversation with your running mates, seeing as how they're contributing to the statistics which you're now citing.
I'm sorry. All right. You say you've done things to help safety, Mr. Markey. Has the crime rate gone down? I don't think so. And you're talking about my running mates, who, yes, they have had brushes in the law. Have they been in trouble since 2011? Since 2012? They have not been in trouble once. And so for you to say that they're helping these statistics is not only downright low, it's cruel.
I'm a student that lives within the residence house, and I think this town knows that. I think if I had an outstanding warrant that been came knocking on my door right now, maybe I wouldn't be standing before you guys right now. So I don't know who he talked to. Apparently, he talked to himself on the soon. But that's not what we're here for. You know, I'm not going to stoop to my opponent's level over there. I'm just going to explain to the student body why I'm here. Seeing as though my opponent to my right here only was on the board for, I give or take, maybe less than a few days. I see that my experience has been communicated for the students as being a listener to the students. I don't understand why that would entail as bringing qualifications as being the next board trustee.
I think my opponent struggles with his mathematical skills. I began in July 2012 and I resigned in October. That's way more than a few days. But I'd like to continue. Yes, I did serve for a brief stint in that period of time, but I did learn a lot. I served at a board trustees retreat where we talked business. Actually, when 3 trustees are together, it's considered a meeting, and I think that's more than you probably will ever have. You've only held the Black Student Association Senator position. That does not qualify you at all. Thank you, Mr. Erkelman, but I think the key word is student trustee, not, you know, a member that's...
Okay, if I can stop, the question also need to be addressed to both candidates. It's Andre's turn to go first. Yes.
I don't have a record, so...
Well,
I feel like if you do hold a record, if you do have a record, I feel like that's a bad representation to being a student member to the board trustee and to the university.
You know, first of all, like I said, the key word is student trustee. I'm elected by the students. Students do not feel as though that I should serve, and they will speak Wednesday through Friday. You know, I think that that's very targeted, and I've been being attacked a lot. You know, I've been through a lot. And I don't think that anyone knows what it's like to live in my life. I don't think that anyone does. You know, I think a lot of people are judgmental, like they're perfect, and I guess you are, Mr. Erkelman. So, you know, maybe you can teach me a few pointers about how to not make mistakes.